Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us. For this special video showcase, we're going to be returning to the exclusive Transformers Collectors Club newsletter and magazine and official comic. So for those of you unaware what this was a little newsletter, only about 16 pages long, that was bi-monthly, and it was only available to people who were paying their subscription for the Transformers Collectors Club. So it's quite a brilliant little magazine. It's got lots of little articles in it. In this one particular, we've got Hasbro design team interview. There's the rest of the Simon Furman interview from issue 1. There's some New York 2005 Toy Fair coverage. And then one of the main reasons I've started doing this videos is because it's got its own exclusive comic strip as well. So it's fantastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over it all, little bits of review time. And then I'm also going to give you guys the opportunity as well to read some of this for yourself. So I'm going to do it in stages, purely because well, you can let me know if it doesn't work or does work, but if I say to you guys pause there, then you can read all of what it's saying there without me having to read any of it to you. So it's up to you if you want to read it or not. And I'm going to do the same here, to be honest, rather than coming back. So we've got a short review there by J.E. Alvarez of a figure called Frostbite, and there's some nice pictures of him as well. I'm going to very quickly just scope through the next 6 pages, and I'll come back in a second. This is the designers from Hasbro. This is an article talking about Action Masters, and it's really quite interesting, to be fair, because it talks about obviously how they took a risk with the fact that the figures didn't transform. And again, I suppose they're basically openly admitting what we pretty much already knew, that with G.I. Joe sales doing so well, they tried to sort of replicate that maybe with the G.I. Joe sort of figure style and had the bases. And of course, in the case of the Transformers, it was the weapons that transformed. That was the artwork they used on the back of the packaging for the standard Action Masters. And then this was the artwork they used on the back of the packaging for the European exclusives. I think some of them might have came out in Canada as well. But yeah, you can have a go reading that in a second, guys. Then we've got more of Simon Furman's interview. And again, I will give you much more opportunity to read that because, of course, it's very interesting. Same with the interview with the Palisades designer. I just quickly want to get to this part. This is, of course, the New York 2005 Toy Fair. And they were really, as you can see, just about to peddle, which is what the comic story is about, the Transformers Cybertron toy line. Interestingly enough, in Japan, it was known as Galaxy Force. It was only Hasbro, and again, us Westerners who decided to call it the Cybertron toy line. It was known as Galaxy Force in Japan. And if you're interested, there's the list of toys there. There's a few omissions, but basically you've got, in the normal text, it's the Takara name, so that was in the Japanese cartoon, and if it's in the capitals, it's the Hasbro name. So again, something they've done for a very, very long time, even as back as far in the days Generation 1, where they take the figures or they give them a slight name change, probably a bit of a redeco as well. But there's the figures, and I'm just going to quickly focus on him because the comic book story is basically about him. In fact, while I'm here then, you can have a read of this, because if you want to pause that now, you can read the first 2 paragraphs. Pause it now for that paragraph. Let's get that light out there for you. There we go for that bit. There we go for that bit. Talking about the alternators as well that were going to be released at the time. That paragraph. And then the final bit here, and again, I've already given you the opportunity to read the names of the characters. Right, so there's only a couple of pages now left before we get to the actual comic strip. And let's go back to the interview then. So this is the designers. If we look at the left-hand side of the page, if I go to there and say pause, you've got the answer to the first question. And if I go, I can get, yes, There we go. If I say pause now, you've got some more questions. Back to the top of the opposite page. It's quite interesting because they're just talking about their relationship with Takara and saying how good it actually is, which is nice to know. All right, there you go. Pause. Pause. And pause. And to the Action Master article. This should be a bit easier because it's just white, black and white. Okay, pause. Pause for the bottom. Pause there. Now let's do this in two paragraphs. Pause. Pause. Brilliant. Okay, last couple of pages, guys, before we get to the comic strip. This is going to be difficult due to the background, so let's try this way. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to slowly scroll down, and this will give you the opportunity to pause. Okay, so the reason I was quiet during that and didn't talk about it is another feature on the channel I'm doing is the actual comics. So I didn't want to ruin anything for people who are just reading them. For everybody else who knows or have read the comics, then of course you'll know what it's about. Last couple of pages, guys, the comic strip is coming up very soon. This is literally the last page. Comic strip is coming up. There we go then. Right, so let's skip straight to the actual comic strip because this is absolutely stunning, stunning artwork. Look at this. there in the end. There we go then. So yeah, seems to be getting a bit better at doing these, but hope you're enjoying them. Again, I've had lots of positive feedback from him on this and my Instagram, toys_rus. So hope you're enjoying it, and please take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.